Ocean newspapers no abedwa so ne no a enoso kakra bi na de wa ha ne yemfa ma Omanfm. The news center or say economic rights of sacked government workers violated. Afenyo Markin cites articles in the constitution breached by the dismissals. Mahama appointees with ministerial status exceed 100. Jinapo Enekasei. President Mahama calls for reflection on post-independent journey. Akufo-Addo Kufuor joined Mahama at 68th Independent Day celebration. Daily analysts reflect review reset. Mahama announces $10 billion big push plan to transform Ghana. Independence Day at Jubilee House. Ghana saves 19 million Ghana cedis. It's time for lasting peace to prevail. Mahama appeals to Boko. And also so ewo hasei. Na over the Daily Statesman or say Napo's wife unveils initiative to champion mental well-being and financial literacy. Sacking workers unjustified. Minority seeks justice for innocent Ghanaians, but majority says no. Mahama's government bloated with 100 ministers, says Abu Jinapo. The informer says majority minority tango over bloated presidential appointees. Vice President Ernest Rawlings. Boko needs peace. Mahama to factions. Gambia Jospon partner group partner to tackle waste challenges in African way. And also so ewaha. Honorable so far no papers no aba eno.
Mami sister seriously one wear parade no. The course wo.
Sir.
Na nche dan yi.
Me dey me hwe.
Na wo hu dey.
Oh, honorable.
Wo dey boy amane.
Ai. Dey me hwe ya ne se asrafo kakra bi. Ena wo mo ye parade. Ena mampani inspector.
Omo ye dey.
Parade. Ena mampani inspector kakra. Ena esukufo no de wo ma me parade bi na emom mbe ye cultural displays ni ade. Ena mampani speech me sure say e dey 10 minutes kra. And I just said yapon.
Abraham Kase Mijro.
Debbie.
Some memo no be ya na mo hu no Jubilee House on run.
Sir.
I'm telling you. Take it from me. Omanfm ni. Some memo no be ya when isu ade hunu so eso a wo memo so.
Enti honorable aja.
Some memo no be ya no. And I'm hu no Jubilee House on run to be entertain the belt.
Enu amo me hu former president Akufo-Addo no mani age.
Yeah.
Na mani age pa.
Yeah.
Oluma wa ye fresh yo.
Na nkrofo obusa se na akonwa no we. Na mse na do da so ye president no de akonwa na ko. Oya president ana ona ma ofo akonwa onye president.
Omo ha adwin o. Eni papa Kufuor. Na enu ana honorable say na enipa dodo no ante say de ne yenye no Independence Square ho.
Do mo ko ho.
Enipa bebre ko ho.
Eno na frɛ en na kyerɛ say kuro ya etimi say de adwen ne te.
Say na enipa bebre nte. Honorable.
Me da nyame ase.
Omo ko ho. Nana enipa dodo no ase. Omo nim say Independence Square de eja. Free for all. Unhia invitation ansa na wako. But baby ye de ko ye de sa na eja strictly by invitation ti eja. Almost so ko board on Independence Square ho. Already ekoso. Na omo ko twitwa photos sa bende. Asante mantem kra the region no de bibia
ankoso.
Bibia
na around na odi regional minister.
No ye clean up.
They say social media regional minister.
Hey, on the TikTok de obo.
Gen Z for so account.
Gen Z,
enka enya nwanwa.
Enya sam ketwa. Enu anu omo ye clean up. Nti enu say me hu na TikTok na enenam so. Ho de mantam ne mu de wo mo anye bibia kra. District no ene omo ye na so kra no se omo nya ni modesty. Enti enura modest Independence Day celebration and a course so Jubilee House honorable. Any public can say we first time one Independence Day ni be Jubilee House where they been see Daniade. But videos, any photos, ni post a whole as of a social media and 2021. Sabra na COVID jiramono. Ni Jubilee House wow.
Say no dear year na yare no nti. Na nkrofo so mu hu si ayi bi hoda.
Debbie, almost see this is the first and that is the narrative I wo.
Sa no mu keka.
Yes.
Debbie nyesa.
Enti na fe na de ni twetwuma so me say Na no mo mo ye bi wo Jubilee House ho. Na den na wo mo anti ana.
Omo re na afi.
Ebi akoso openti we say nye first time Independence Day celebration akoso ewo aban atena ye Jubilee House. E betumi aka se we ne de toso ni.
Enra regional minister so Ashanti regional minister oko Odumase ne esi wo ho no. Konongo Odumase ne esi ho no. Na me bisa e na omo se report name free the Ghana Fire Service. We have to contact the Ghana Fire Service. Ewo eye konongo na ye hunu de ebekoso ne ade na na omo cancer explosion bi e na cause omo esusu se iremo tie e na ekosi baby na ho nso explode ensam no ye bebre but anopa ye the detail no e de ebebremu na mo kan hye nso emfa emame abena mame na wase wo ho ye betena ase na ye de nkomo no aka no e de aba mediocrity at its highest level. Good morning, Doc. Now, what to say? I say, I don't pay. Elder Japan so ewo year France. Also, that's it. Yeah, they were done to Jana or Obama Tom success. Pepe na etie.
Elder Japan.
Auntie Mama say, also on technical department. Yes, I'm more here. My na. Say bibi kakra koso twitwi kakra bi koso nti yesre mo hwema na abna we dey quickly my enko ahman so ho na ye ne Alex Jemfin fan komo no enhyase anope obekọ court nti ye pese ye te efri ho te na afi ya dan ye ho na de aka no ye de aba cancel mayamo ache boko de ye mo afin shi apanso Ghana nya mfie aduesia enwotwe His Excellency the President can say and reflect and share the journey. Na answer no abepima no pay no initial comment be then.
No me baba me da se me share for. Yeah. Ya o de mama ntrase. Kan me ngomo no be wa baba ntrase. Ya reflection there. To be our social science reflection Professor John Mante, former moderator of the Presbyterian Church of Ghana, but she was said we have reflections and retrospective analysis. Account for say Obraya ye book and compo quiet. There should be a chance free any research be evaluate or assessment of new set. The elements are kind ye and can't say and young one said you were Omanfm for the catch of mind now said then reflected 68 years. Ghana, nipa and our retirement or public service after 60 years we call retirement. Ghana, a university professor, it missed the university in official up to 70 years. And our background and could only marry us or see a nice saying, then I had soon the free whole court, your brain. But a man be at Nasi. When we say Japan, it has existed for more than 3,000 years, has never been colonized. When we say Ethiopia, has existed for thousands of years. In Yao, Yamano reflected here 67 years ago in your family. You need minimum in Yaya. You be my bomb of brass, then your boy and brass. The Timia Shayaman is you could do the democracy by when we yamano. Any Bosha the mount for the democracy a ban. They reflecting all sectors of national economic life. A shilling shoe, a fish assembly, a shed human, a film titty panted here, a film punto. And no dear, you were Mampany car. I see here. It's your mount for a running state bureaucracies, civil service, public corporations, entities, the state level interest, private organizations. Obiya misal ho se. Me go, me mission, ministry, I'm a dano. Religion. Religion is the most important. Of what Tiasari will come here, the IC Cape, a Japanese some patron chain, then after the reflection, it covers all of us. If you say, yeah, live to this standard, I may really say, which you are I look on your name. Near duty, with the bell, yes, calling out the buyer, home with your boy. I can't see a kind of reflection once I'm there, eventually who is. These are my initial comments.
Afi yanko enim afi we celebration ye ekoso ewo Jubilee House mampani asem ne se sika ni ho ne de ka ho ewom se coronavirus breso ne ye bi wo ho de ne esi ye o no o gina he o fa ne sei
Baba medasi one we say politics there by choice. Public policy by choice. Now, yeah, I'll a orientation. And beyond the orientation, and study in Tiasia. A third answer. Yeah, not the alien, you per se, they outsmarting your opponent. Let's say, but for once, this decision, the president completely got it wrong. The greatest respect. Sad decision to celebrate the National Independence Day in the enclosed place of H.L.N. is completely wrong. I mean,
cause reasons.
Yeah, on the inauguration of His Excellency the President, Mr. President defending in inviting woman. 19 heads of state plus 2 other official diplomats, making 21. How much was the cost? On the inauguration of His Excellency the President on the 7th January, the biggest inauguration in our history. Have we been told how much it cost us? Oh, you will values philosophy, you follow higher principles. In philosophy, follow higher principles. There are principles that you don't put cost on it. When you put cost on it, unnecessarily, we generate debate. And who knows for sure? A brave here, they come near my for Fred woman, man, a caution. Matters. In all humility, the Excellency the President got it wrong. Who are for the Bayard, maybe? They will say no more years to share me their snake for your analysis, say, or the independence celebration for Kufuria, or the Kumasi, or the Port Tamale, or the Port Sehu, and the last one cost 15 million. So we have a national anthem and similar. Now we share the history of Ghana, how we work hard to become independent.
Omanfm.
As we are celebrating independence with 15 million citizens. And no cost. The invitation of foreigners to witness His Excellency's inauguration was how much? That was a personal achievement he was celebrating. That was worth, and that is more important than the achievement of the Republic of Ghana. We don't do politics like that. So many reasons, so many chiswa, and the country and say, Sika, would the best celebrity independence. The doors will see, in an closed place. Our government business does not necessarily have to generate be profitable. The public policy behind the advanced studies as an education. In Nipa and Quebec National Independence Square, Benya or daily bread than Omian when you are. What beton soon quan, soon quan, what beton you soon quan. the whole chain of the exercise, from the state to the ordinary person. No beton logos, no beton way, no way way. Now, a Juma, and a many tabo brow. And they say, your man penny for almost liberalizing near ma. Again, national importance. I am man of priority of Fatah. Affected development, because in development you are not going to provide personally for everybody.
Cancer memo atwaso na oka nipa beton su na do be kai all African games edu time anan ye ba be ye no na o cancer biare ba scan ho ntinka then president Akufo-Addo nyai but now president Akufo-Addo so kire say o hwe effect rippling effect de be ba ho no a e wo se ye yo na we nso so wa ba be ka we and one more I no more Tony Amani ade no adentina wo mo na say ye dwene mo
Oheba me da se o man bi awura ade ne ye odi o man anim nti ye papa no na elementary political science kura ya chiri bi government is established for the welfare of the people. Nipa na bra bom no yi yomu nti na yeti aban enyesa aban no mpanimfo middle class 43 nyame dum ye ma ye ku school a ye wo bra bo no ye mpo na graduate ye hu bebe the downtrodden, the ordinary person. I know I'm so many socialist for I'm not doing bounty ejuma I'm so many social democrats. They claim to be the left. We have more concern of human-centered policy. What is more human-centered policy than to celebrate an event in an open space across the country? That would be sure said to be sabbath. Now, you need to do about this policy. That on count sales like a crowd will be average to be the biggest in the year. You bet me a bomb before. And your source of capital and before. And the pride as an independent state, and the pride in national. Who shall say them for 4 prayer co-prison, Jenny, Juma, and negotiating with Kwesi. Now you see a celebrate here, we are reducing it to financial terms. They say, how much did it cost the state? When the president brought 19 to 21 dignitaries in Ghana to witness his investiture. Wow.
Ade omo ba no ye na ebe bo omo ka ade oni akoso afa ne plane no ba na man ba bia da na man bibi kakra di no ano no.
That's the movie and sana wo. When is guy went to party out.
Sana ye matie fu. Sana ye matie fu bi no mti na so me dia fa ho no. Me tie ama ni omo atie me. Sana ye matie fu bi no. Oh.
Me wa me to ase.
Sanya wona wo be kan ya obi adwini so. Enti senka obetumi a breaki bi a cost. Why mu kakra e de amaye Omanfm ate ase ya.
When we say state officer by a fly no airplane no class no ya hinkwa ni sa. When we say a fly with the lowest class.
David economy David.
Oba ya drive no we dey nkam.
And so any tia.
Mercedes-Benz chauffeur in the drive no security. Papa no tia one of the Jane Swan said, Jama nationalist be our bar, West Africa in Bubitan, Urban or the soldier forcing against by who maintained them and who protected them and who ensured that their skin would be safe. Maintaining public dignitaries in international conference and meetings is a lot of money. National security for Juma Omobeye. They say 2 weeks before the exercise and after the exercise. Find out the budget if you have had interaction with institutions like that. And sometimes no, you don't pay him for no name who say, privilege in your name, what's my home. And yes, I can't be a human, or my bench, and the car which is meeting a yacht in India. And you don't reduce our logic by trying to say, oh, but why are they now what and what change? See, when we can reason and look into what we call perspective to establish the fact that this is a past. It's not true. The attitude of mind, we say, yow, or can cost the various dialogue now, and how much is it? And who doesn't know what these dialogues, what these live dialogues are designed for? Now you know the state of the economy now. If anybody was minded to be president or to be minister of finance or a senior public officer in the new government, has any record been concealed from anywhere when I deal with IMF and World Bank? Educational dollars no more, and near man, but they must send them for one country. I'm not saying the dialogue should not be done. At the cost of it, who are you told? I have a national independence celebration when introducing reductive logic. The thought say and say, as a national independence, no plan, relevance, no way out. Relevance, no way out. But as I said, government policy will be highly stopped by anyone. When the president, former president took the national independence to different regions. Do you know the benefit I extend here?
Almost in a say you.
So we don't massive. Now, by our committee on Ghana 50. If you ask your woman, if you said Juma could don't be any recoup the baby yet for national Ghana 50 across the nation, could not be compared to the intent they had to destroy the legacy. We have before a national reconciliation commission of inquiry. Now, we are that now. You said the mission and chill my day. Until the end, women now, I see share the guiding principles. Read the history of Ghana and what Ghanaians have done to their fellow Ghanaians. National Reconciliation Commission. We have a massive report. It's a government business there. In all honesty and principles, the entire price tag. I agree, so we bet me moderate, but don't rubbish it. Don't make it look like a mockery. As a DBA, a whole need to be then stress away. I disagree respectfully with the president on this policy. I said that ban women criticized me for 1 year. After 1 year, you didn't know. But these are the things that will compare any reasonable person. It passionately great. Yeah, some TNA say. People do, or here. Not 25 years as soon, some of here now, I feel so say, but here. Yeah, the price tag to a Kunyano and Median so. A Yanimunyama, but the upper fear no additional the price tag every day. A muscle. And it is not enough to come and tell me, say, yeah, you know, and I how much have they paid themselves since they came? How many people have they appointed when they said they will run a smaller government? Now the evidence is there.
Oh, sir, the ministers in there, sir, Caribbean.
The people, Wanano, near a book in a pocket or parliament on record, no, say, no, they buy a human power. Have they not cost almost 100? And who told you, say, you can run a country in 50 minutes, 60 minutes? It is not true, yow. If you have had anything to do with the public service, you will know. Ordinary. Every minister must have a special assistant. Because your political programs, you can't leave it entirely in the hands of civil servants. And therefore, you get a push from party bureaucrats who will ensure that your policies are run according to your cabinet directions. I'm not more young. No, say, oh, money be covered in Jomo Bay, on the Bully Yachi. On the Bully Yachi, in February, 1 year in the first mistake in the environment. It doesn't depend on Nigeria. I want for Nigeria for I would be last year, but Israel can be better president now than before. Go to government ministries. Yeah. If the minister has no deputy, they have 3-4 specialists who are party people and who must assist the job. So would it not be fair, sir? And 80 and I'm 70. This is not the name who said ministers. How do you run the regions without ministers, deputy ministers? How do you run the regions? Yeah. The security specialists are more attached national security to all the regions. Who are people to buy no appointed regional coordinators? You may debate will come here. And how do you put a price tag on security? So when your security lapses, now it's a country to say a share borders with countries. Woman needs stability. When national security advisor will near soon be. And the Hoyam can say the costly and say it here. A ho, ye the can say the costly and say, you bet you maintain stability to say minor, and the share one son, then 10 pounds here. Security institutions now in Juma, then you will witness what is going on in DR Congo. Oh, say when the institutions are dead, a small country like Rwanda is teaching DR Congo common sense. Is that what we want? And you want young Jumading and fancy Sika Papa. Now, young fancy a man, young fancy man. Now, young canoe creating, I said, you're pressing you look better than somebody in tea. You're massaging fat because you know, you're happy, but when you went today. And I never know whether they're going to be a man or the. We'll be so crashing here, crashing. And see, in all honesty, I beg to differ. You are presidential advisors there. Some of them you can't even understand their description of job description between September and Vitano. Meaning the description the president will give them. Presidential advisor on the economy, presidential advisor on 24-hour economy. Say if you are actually this will know when they submit the rule. But for me, from where I stand, you know what that email is. And who said that? Who can convince me that cabinet resources equivalent to the level of cabinet ministers will not go in? NGL campaign the obey. Oman who be experience. I would get saying say when you are not the bay to man. Some man for no so who can say or more says so no evaluate. We be say who said you can't say obey on this. Why the sana? I just run the country out.
Minia, my no ase anope ma kwan na ye adwuma. Nyame aduma next week e beto aso.
That was right.
Yes, yeah, that's in the din Eddie Alex Jemfi is a legal practitioner. Now, you need to come on pay 107.1 so ni Charles Marfo where Lagos. Good morning on Facebook. Honorable Frank Amankwa, good morning. Koyosika Inshira Asamwa, good morning. Piaga also yeah that's say wadwani en Facebook, good morning. Osei Moses Emfa Nchiasron Konso Emfa Emau Jackson Teria Aseda Eodia Muamwaka Echiobia te se Gabriel Naka onso yechiao Oko Facebook obe huno Omanfm ye logo ni akoko srade e boso fa o message to ho me kan ma ne Emfa Nchiasron Konso Emfa Emau sanso so na Emfa Nchiama Abet Sompa yɛda sɛ wɔn so anɔpɛ wadwene yɛn na oni yɛn na ɛkro memi din ɛde yaw amufa boache teacher ntwi atena ase abana nya akokwe kuma yɛhwɛ ne yɛde de obon krata ne mu nsɛm no ɛde abro badansa na no Franco Trading Enterprise phones papa fi ya no ahye no so main office no adabra ka on the Rock Cinema ne hwɛ ni mu okɔ hɔ a ɔmo nneɛma ne nyinaa wɔ hɔ kɔ online so a www.francotrading.com Eniema na wunim no omoton na enom de CCTV cameras aba be kan ye no nso akaya hye no nso e de ama me frɛ na ba bi awowo no omomfa omon kyerɛ ba bi o ma outlet ne bi wo na kɔ hɔ frɛ 0246 422338 0246 422338 wonom a epe memedra eno na abai ya eye 20 herbal capsules no muntie na monhye no nso wo ye be man ko ade a wo hia bi mo amwo ama no ne amutie me no o pese o mon packaging famre wa o mo de bebro eye adwuma papa me kanfo e de amount se fa ho to so wo ye be ma fa ho to so isan se onoma ato nyina edi ho adanse wo sha ase se onoma enye dura ye kitikiti abrofo no de ende kitikiti ba we no ebe fa break akra na fe asha ase aye adwuma e wo se ye na edo eko ne bo nso nye den nti kai na hye nso onoma ewo madina fo a mutie ya mo pe memaduru no aduru ye mema nko na enom hema na eto ne mo mema ena enom monka nhye nso fama 0246 o madina 131473 0246 131473 mama mfreme mo mfre 0246 131473 mo amo pe bi etu akoton so obefre 0553 511159 0553 511159 in fact woko o kan shi drag lane ho a ebuso ewo ho baabia obefa bia no obusa onsa ebeka bi ofre omo industry no nso a ye Kontonchi Links Limited omo ebeboa ama wonso so onsa ka bi mema dura mema nko a enenom mukai na hye nso oye oba na okoto anyewo na obenom mema edru ya o ma sheda ya research na wo de ababontin kan waka ya hye nso e de ama mami yakwa ya ni teacher honorable boko de
ihu adon boko
teacher na nra wo hwe match pass ni bi celebration wo hwe kakra
am hwe bi
e de na wo hu ye
oh mi hu se ne fede keterissimum fe
keteris ne ye de no
won se ade bi a eno so bebre na nso ye papa mi hu ne sa ena amfa bre nso bebre de mi hu ye no ena ade ba kwa mani gi ye pa ye akwada no a obeyan atumpan no won se akwada bi beyan atumpan wo ho wode atumpan be kasa ye
abana nana na e kasa yi o no wo kan tumpan se
odi ade
nti
in fact
akra ko ani
anga so be bon so be yan
beyan atumpan
edi asem kreni
in fact akwada no ya de pa won se
oye dey
kasa hodo no nyina
akwada na wo bai ro be
so be yan atumpan wahu
koswa
ode kasa hodo miensa emaya no eka ye ni nyina wotumi de twene no eka no pepepe na hwe enwomo a tema secondary school for no ebeto ye I mean na president nankasa ne speech no anche bebre but na na emu ane se ensem dada no okokan wo state of the nation address so na no eno emu no san tutu bi be kan ya enti me the program no nyina no eye me fe pa senia ode break kakra bi sojafo ebo nsra no kakra bi na nyomo be bia no na MCs no edikan abeka obi akra no a obeka se bia no yebo ni din e ma ne ho abakosem kakra bi ma program no fe nemmo me de me ha ba akopɛ na menya awom restricting crofo anka 6 March sei no omo moton ade sika omo benya ene ade but no mampani no so say anka se the last year no enye ne penso ye no okoye ne omampani nana dodan kwakufu ado koye ne kufu dua no 20 million Ghana cedis na nso ne de I think 1.7 ana million Ghana cedis so the question is say sa programming so ya na ye keterese korokoro wasa no ebetimi ya disasika ya kan ye nyina na enti de in fact the hu ya no a very simple
loyal example say musa ne say oye inauguration na uswaye no amampani for do sen we invite o back room ha no ba akofo bia e costo say amampani for eno ye ono nko a oziscan ho nko a na ye usi akonya so do asi akonya so amampani for do sen they were about 19 ba ku bia no e costo say enti sansem no be kan se kofo dua de 20 million na ono no aya ade na ne de 1 million o se hwan no onfa sa cost no mra no extend no mfa nko committee na watete no eno nso so onfa ho asem emra dialogue no mo ye onfa ho asem emfa emra. And this one says, what your guest has said it all. That is why I said mediocrity at its highest level. Even me as a lecturer, I do I do better with a TA attached to me. Yo yate. Nti omo aka no bia woni dia etetare no ho. Nana Kwaku says great interview. Orales Yemfi Edasi. Chief Inspector, good morning. He says people buy coffin wealth millions of CDs to bury a loved one. Why didn't they bury them naked? Don't mention my name. Chief Inspector, me amini majuma dada. Can grofu be you this is here. Me amini majuma dada. Also for Kwame, good morning. Also that's say wadwani and on Facebook, Derek Aite that's Bernard Banfo yeah also that's Albert Sompa also that's wadwani say me kan no on Facebook kokwa your logo no yakoko strade and I feel on YouTube and so your logo no yakoko strade okọ no ma obenya interviews ahodo ayaye safi na odo afidie na to ase anopay interview ayaye na great emu hwam obetumi akọ na wakọ akotie bi enso de afri ho na afi wato aso tie wia na wato aso wo message ne to ho no ma because say o person crofo tinti na de ato o se enkan ma wo share de ko wan kasa so page ne so eboa e ma wo page ne so nso ensa e ka bia no so ya na waka ya share ne nso de amame nti tija wona na wo kasa yenko anim
ane na me kasa ba program no ho ene ade Bibia one disadvantages no ubenya maybe an advantage ewum enti ya compare ni mi no emfaso ene ebia eka ede beba ena na wo cancel Alex Jenfi bi sase ne na ye wonko ano heads of states do say na ade omo baaye na ye oman mu no nyina ade no eno de yaye ne fia bi se anoma bi nso ni so se ye hwe afi e beba na ye wie yi comment enkofo de beba enne se ne enkofo hu no nyina no om de ba na dey compare the two and see say there hin e beba right
why be to keep my pressure at normal level I played old timers like Onyina Yike Nyame Kakaku AB Cranston Lumba and I'm for to be frank, I wasn't expecting much from the independence celebration as planned. Dinamisha me kwana mudi akra o say machi.
Akra say uzu.
Onyina iki kakeku. Omwa. Omwa. Ja o she kwana mudi na afei o hwe ne ekoso na enra ene ne nansa ne na kakra bai. Panifo no bebre reason mpanimfo a ana wono mu amampani eso omko Jubilee House as presidential staffers na wo hwe edom a odo omo ekoho no a obusa se mampani kinkyina yakwan bia so so unya adwuma ma obi aya na kire se odwen ho a wonte ase
odwen ho a wonte ase eno na honorable ginapo eka se enipa aban no appoint wo mo no okeka sie ne omo a wo status no eye to say minister no eko 100 on say politics na ye wo Ghana no kam yakoye say yemfa no kredie enye se wo se wo the lean government ena eba be ye adwuma it shouldn't be only ministers lean government na say ye be fa ministers kakra bi ni afa presidential staffers bebrehana that is not lean government ni say wo betete nioma so na oman no ebenya sa nipa no esomfa so the key word is efficiency say eniema bekoso yie na wo say wa appoint less than 60 ministers fine yate ase na omo a ene we ekwohye ha we ekwoha we eyesei and o kan sa niema ni nyina no a na wo de eka ministers no a wo ka say a lean government ne ho a esipai wenye lean and in fact enkrofo a womo ekasatia aban dada no ya nei abanfofora ba womo ahyase se womo ekasa no so rightly so because so ka che se oba be lean government na mpani ampa ministers ne de watumi abon homode na fei obia hyeha we ye se suma si say entribo si akon ye say amofa ye say father ye say we ye say positions nkoa.
How does he explain or define the lean government?
Exactly. That's the point. And Kamiyako yes or more definition of a lean government, no, ministers in Guam. But that's not it. So we see lean government dear, and it should be lean. Enya say ye be ministers kakra bi na afi wo mo makabro wo twen ho nyi. Eno na say. They say you are not doing the country any good. I say ministers ne de ene Ghana fo be hunu say asomasi
ene tabona to
ai na emom omo maka ne de yetumi fa obia me nka say omo ya fa wo mo no omo qualify na say but you promised us a lean government and lean government is not only about ministers.
Na oro amahama yesi wo na mo ana nyame wa dum na unya position bi ahwese kwan da ho a na wakọ template na da ho no yadudi ahye so na de ko template na da no wakọ na yadudi ahye so
na wo nwie nso
dabi o ma wi
de bia foforoba
enti we no na me bisa se em se honorable native rights ona no bisa ho asem wo
honorable
Jinapo ona no bisa ho asem e wo mrahye be gafin enti MPP Samanyukuo amma Ghana fo ehunu se lean government ya wo kan na no se so nan obosu enti lean government na wo kan sa na ye hunu enti sa san na MPP se Amanyukuo nso ka kire Ghana fo e mo mate ase bi hwa Omanfm John Dramani Mahama ba ne ma bebre na SCC se MPP Samanyukuo in quote omo ye serious asabre kan ni ma bebre wo hwa so mo ma Ghana fo hunu se amemo no sha ase nche ye de nanso ne ma ekoso ni efi sabre besi na besi aben no ma NDC ba o ma bo besi abesen
eye kakra
okay
because sesia no aban no aba no e wo goodwill enti se usi wo mo so bebre e be ka se wani san wo mo sesia no e be ka se na afa no wo mo aba afa no wo mo aba enti munya abotre enti
abena ebro be wa kase ahwe ni fifiri
me bo Bernard ban for men kind messages e wo Facebook enti me hunu de wo ka no so what they atoso actually na me ba be kind he's asking anything wrong reading out what I said in my message about the president regarding the scaling down of the independence celebration. There be men kind messages enti nya botrema me prepare me kind messages me kind de wo so bia me kind nya botrefa mame spio onso ye mo akwaba on Facebook or say Japan ye mo akwaba na Bernard onso mame mo akwaba men kind messages no so that me kind on Facebook and afi YouTube ko ha onsa e be kan nkoma ye di ofi ha nyina no celebration no e na ye di ho nkoma na ko Facebook wan kasa no wo hwe bi say na wo ho no wan hwe bi nso adenti na wan hwe bi wo de fa ho no ma ye be kan e de amount the bon krata ho do ai ba and no dodo no aye ho asem e na e kan when you about Janet Sapon once you are on Facebook, so I mean, your message in the kind of the amount. The dodo no eka no home commodity near the but afei na ye ba mfie aduesian wotwe a oman no adie no ene ma hodo akoso ye be limit no de aba 1992 eba amemu ahodo a aba ene mpuntu a aba ene political party a wa tumi aboa ama oman no etumi akọ nanim teacher de wonya akwada 1992 oto aba nti
oto aba 92
otija meboa wanto aba nana na uja
ebusu apani
yeah samo
92 de wanto
oto bi o honest one
sabe no we college no we training college
se me ka say yan konta what the 92 say me
92 oto aba
we SS 94 nti
we SS 94 and 92 de and want to 96
96 so onya kwada
96 de obeto
kwaku me fa me ho asem
ene ifiada
Friday
until from 1992 eba 1993 na enya the fourth republic ema President Rawlings betna Ghana konwa so ebu o man asabre no ajaso yani kurimu shishi I remember 92 abato na mu ye shipa but kakra ena nyankopon adom a yetimi wie ma Omanfm Rawlings eba na history ati say no eye Isaac Brako ena oye political science lecturer ewo University of Education Winneba mfia du sia nwotwe ya die yi obese was teacher we no wo bebu hu bese se pani a onim de sa ba homa so a na ye tetare ho no na wo se wo bebu hu bese
abakwasem ene suehunu ye fa ne de onim de
mo ntina sese wa ko di hini Razi bra ko me mo ache
me tsu e wura me nia
na ho ti say
Yesu adom ahodi wo ho
ya dase we de ya bebo punu mu kakra na eja o me ye nya mfie aduesia nwotwe na sese ye hwe mampani aka say ye reflect ye hwe niam ahodo a fie aduesia nwotwe mu asie baabi e free baabi ye duro na ye hya asie ye bebo no po na ye de aba ye Fourth Republic mu wadaroma reflection wotena ase a de na wo hu
yo mema etie akon ati dan sendie tena mashe me nsono me kwa kakra na nieme enti sisu yenti aisa kroma oho na ma no wakwabu no akoto no akwa basaba enti esan aba efi ebu ameko yenumu efi afi 1471 Portuguese for ebedube wabefre hose Costa de Oro de la Mina on baby ho into wayene se esika kokko mpuano na no yes ebedu ye na Britain for ayesem ye omo beje mayi kura na omadi yeso fe no colonial rule ni bi na eno no kodu be bi edu ni poso 1870 ba ye be ye crown colony no na omadi yeso na amafo tempanifo yi bi afoforo bebre Joseph Ephraim Kislehef enipa bebre mpempema kuma eye akuaku ahodo bebre ede yes ye fan sakra ye ma amamuwo no mu na fe ewiase ko kekese ba wiye a etoso mbie no ba wiye ne de afe na libraba se mo fa ye man e mayen de edu ase kura ne ebra na asojafo dada bi won kura se eniema bi nkoyie ewo mu dwumadi mu omko bayi ibirima prepra se ka ye enti wo de krata ko ma governor osu abankesi mu na wo kono bu ban etututu obi baso na fe go kusufo looting and burning of shops ni ade yi ho ne hu kwasi broni hu se enu na de baye be du se kofu di mo
apani wa homa no etetiko jina baby yi kakra ma
kofu sum ya omode sum yen
Orazik brakon
me ni abata wote menka
me to nka ba na etetiko kakra na wo ka wono mo a wo mu bu ban no ho etiko ye nti ko achi kakra ma me
enkrofo ya sum ya omode sum yi and kratos wo enkrofo yi monyi etika oye omubu tiama obe abrofo ne be hu se enkrofo yi omani abre enti yenya ho keka yemfa fa hodie ma wo mo enti 51 54 and 56 ye constitutions na fe de 56 de no ebe dane fa hodie kura ma yen na sa efan da bia ye hye wo hu se wo bia ewo enne bia wo fa ne se na ponna wo bi wo ha da ye wo no eda wo de ware ye eda ebia esan to no a wo firi mu onya ne tididi mu odi o hye ne se efa kese enti yanso bakosem ya metwitwa so ya ye hu ne se eye da kese pa bra ye nya ye pa hodie fi kwasi broni ho no enti ya hye ho fa fi sabre no besi ne na nura ya ne yesi wo we de yesi kasem no nsensem bi nti ye nukume bi chochopuwe bi enisenra ye de ye hu ye enti sana na ne tofa bomu no meka no na asem bi se bi wachira ebetimi wode ba no edi mwaye daba
ye nkuanim wo hwe mfie aduesia nwotwe ya die ya ye mfamra ye Fourth Republic ni mo ne anamuntu a yetu amampanimfo a yato abama wo mo ne wo modem mo ne ba bia kakrakra ya so manfo ni nyina no yenhwe ho ye ba eniema akoyie
yo yawura odunto so ne kwa mi ampedu wanya ne baby ko to dwumbi wo se ebi wo bisin yen yanso ye wo bisin bi sara ene wo nyame ehye no enti wo hwe biase a wo mom bedi yeso no titiri ni afoforo bi ede wo mom wo awo no mo no dodo na no omo yeso omo wo call the wo hwe dependency theory omo core state no ana metropole no omo di omo tumpon kwa ansa no mba bedi yeso no mba bedi yeso so omo twe yenye wo abibre anafo fam hanom titiri ye mudodo na wo awia kataban yeso omo twe ye ne anyakopon de adom eye fagude mineral resources no any agricultural produce aye wo wa hanom cocoa coffee ni ade no omo gadi omo ne yesase no oti wo ne ma no oba ade nsa no ana wo tu fagude no tabra mi fenfen biem na wo pebia dem dia fenfen biem me kon ma saadie we na ma eni ye wo na fo fam ha aye be from satellite state no yesi kasem no enye enti awu ye mudodo na enye na so bedu bi no amai bi aye from South Eastern Asian states it is from newly industrializing state countries no timia bubai mo te senya Malaysia, Singapore, Thailand no money afofo kan o matimia bubai mo musika sem no enyina so no etwa empo kopa obabedi yeso no dodo na ede obi te seye no watimia firi saate bia no mu akonanim a na ne na ase yen no ya toto ye ho ase ye di agoro kwan mu enti wo hwe ne saade a na baka se ye mpanyifo ni bia moa yen ya na manfo di ase military coups di taye nyaaye aso jaban tuguo no nanso aban tuguo ni bia ba so a omatimi de sakra ye mapa aba de mi hu ne se ye mpanyifo no dodo na ba pesemi kumenya brabo o penifo ntem enipa kwa ban mo no dodo na wadwin bi se be ho na mekwa sikedro bi ne ho echen no ho de onya ko ya pe wa ye say kam enti ho no kwa konya ne ho enti ma oman no pontuo ne de ya na eye kakre ana o de bi ne dadwene na mum se ono se ankura ne na busua be nya omo no de na ye ne fakempa enti ye to anamo bia o hwe niema ye fa ho de ne wo ne ye de abeka ho de ye de abeka ho ne ade ye ya kobi nanso ke ye betimi aye chensi yinya mpanifo a omnyomro furu na edi omanim eno wo modi omadwen ni susu ye nyina eboa wo manfuntu a enke betimi akọ se de yaafo ni bi etumi abu ban akwakodu empempe so ene aye omaye krabehwe yi
o hwe amamuo no se de koy a Fourth Republic yi mo e fa hen pa na ho se mpuntuo no e contempa baby mpuntuo kontemo ye kampuntu ya na enye sikasem nkoa sikasem de no ho tete pa no ni ye hwehwe wo manpu na ye hwehwe no gross domestic product GDP no gross national product ne per capita income ne sa niema economics bonko ntebuo bare no nanso ni no ye see mpuntuo the multifaceted sikasem mpuntuo no nko a kone mo bebrede eni tena mo mpuntuo ensoba inequality we chen me enti me de ya me aworo mo afoyi aworo okeja ya kan me eja ebusia kan me eja se no firi honum na se ye nyina ye pa nisa ye nyina ye mpuntuo
yenya sika school ko yenya ayaresa ekodi ayaresa bia yenya akwan faso ya kwan enye monchi monka wo kwa naka komuni na da ho no no yesi ni pe wo se panie say yesi street ni ade saa ne ma we nyina nipa do na wonwuma ye sika wo nya ye de twa omoka bra wa ye adwuma wie no eso omodi amasetina mu enigie wo mu ne ade se wo hwe ni nyina de a ne ye beka se ase ehyasie fiye bra omanpenda da kofo ba ye no soja ban ye uta Rollins wo soja tade egu ho na wo fa civilian atade e se yi mopio no ama body ta ya bra kofo ba ye no wo di fu akwam ma ase Ghana bra na enipa wo sika wo de bob sia na nyu ko wo sika bosia o mu si wo se ya fa ye djuma na nyuma fi na o sika djuma mu a fi enti na sa ni quality ni one o tu na mo edia atafon na on ade ese che na wo ya fabre ansana watumi dia kosi baby a betum bobia na ya so ayam ansa ko na enfie na mienu ukomienu awu mi nkubi nku what is say enye say ye ma longeti omotenu ana amonti bi omudi enfie bibire se for bi a woten be Cameroon ho money adi enti no enfie nwotwe no so ye no koye ye betfa aso kakra be ka ho na wo hwe nso so ade obi inequality ni ade afiri ho aye my penida da utwem na nsenye yi technical vocational education no
Orazik brako o ahuma no titititia na otemenka
metemenka pa
na wo kan utwem ya ni vocational education or the buy na ho na oduru ya to asoma me
technical and vocational education no eno ne yampuntuo ne fatem South Eastern Asian states America or Masini, Singapore, Thailand, Korea and money adi no. Omumpuntuo ne fatem no nefiri ho. Enti God is begging who sadie we ama 1920 early 1920s what the trade schools ebaye. Ababy a technical education. And 9 osi baako Eastern province sabre no ne wo chebi. Osi baako wo Western or Central province ewo Aswansi. Osi baako wo Northern territories yendi achiro yi ba tamale. And osi baako wo Asante eye Asante mampong. So sabre no ya ntanko so a ye no kokwasa yewura rolling soja ban mu okogi sika enye sika kuma edi se wo beye technical education afedu baby na nyina akoye homa mu classroom chalk so board so de ya amfa ye ni anko hu ayade a edi ye nya bebre ye training nipa bebre wode na dwen na ye adwuma ensani adwen no ntimi nkomom ensani adwen ntimi ankoma ye bekoso de raw materials no akwa brochiri akoton fofofo no mo dia famfidie mo dia bagi abodin ama ye sikasem na nyina yie no agina saa Thailand e no omo ye just industrial giants omo ye enioma ye de kwa brochire omo shasiye no omo ye student ni ade no obi akra mpato by nei no omo develop pa on ponto ne fatem ne ho se ja amfa ye mi ankwa nkwohwe ho no ma se ne ye tie ABC mu no saa ne ye bekoso atene mu nanso no minim se ne abanya wabai obetwaso atwaso mapan on sa grammar type of India yenya bi brofo de etimika ganu akoda bi tro brofo bi na in fiat praka anwere hwe na brofo be de betikura me ya se brofo de be kata wo bi besie wo se kwa me nkroma kora o tati my call US ekoye ni PhD wo ho no ono kura wo ka ezima brofo na ndei wo baba na kwada ka brofo kura wonti asia so eno no de emphatic ma de disika ba technical vocational education no and training no enti se kwa ka ye de adwen koso ne yetimi ama tumpa betin na wo bi ho ho ne mpuntu ofatem na ye reduce gram no a enke betimi ma ye mpuntu na kwanim
but answer na obekọ no wo hwe ne ekoso nro yi a esisika ni ho nti agya ya na krokro a ketiwesi technical education so ehia sika pa wo hwe a man etwa mu sika no wo de kọ ho nom ne ade no a unyi ni se sika ni ho yi enka yenko dada num saa na sika ba
oh dada no edi yenya ebretintin efibra Portuguese ba ya omudi the Castle schools no mo check molatos nipa wo abrofo no ne ebibifo no wo mo no wo mo kire o made wo castles wo no mo ne ade no mo no ebebesi ne no enwa ne ya the 3 R's no reading writing arithmetic no ya fo se eno na ntime ma ye nu ye fo se ya fo ya me bo wo mudin yi aha no mo fa ya o matumpon Japan na fe Germany no mo ne ade so o mo so pontuo no fatom ne firi ha sei nenti ade pawo hoyi no ye se sika bo ho ne ye de ye temienka wo pe wo ba ne natena ene obaka so media ne na mekona mekotua ne oba ne san ntina me da bi ebeboa wo na de awonto to aso beba na wo hia wo hukafo nti wo pe sika de koye nti ade pade ye wo bo ho ka ense hwi se wo bo ka ade apɛ adepa enti ɛhɔ no de yankɔ no mo de a ne asi ebetretra de ABC bi mu a ɛne mpontuo no pa de nokure ni Yesu beta babio na yeda so tim de tim
Alright Brako ma ye na wase se bibi foforo ho a opese wa wo kaka ho abetumi aka na fiamfia nkomo no mra na wie
ade obo hoyi ye bo ho ka se na medical anka no na ade bi wo nso so a ya ye fi ye fufuo ya ne ye guso no fa gwaduro mu ye guso de woma ewo waduro mu ya de ya ye fititi nkwada yi koto santin maachi kama o manage right wo hwa schools a one regions ne ma secondary school foi ye momo select number bi omo nyina nkoka mbom nkoye nkwada yi wo tie comments mi bi tie ni crop am no ntrade wa Asante region no mo ne other regions na nkwada no ye mo ya papa tani akombesi ya match eje mkola na niji pa wo na yesi ye tika so yinti ye ye kuma bi so amemu no efi ne kosi mfie na na wiye no so ye betwa bibia so kuma bi e bibia kuma bi ana se de amanyofo no o ma edida na anofo no omo sika ne de ene de beko huge expenditure omo ye wo place other places ne de ebeko nemo oman de oman ni sika ade a ye fititi no ba bia efiri ehye no wan fan sha efiri to ye koye ni mu no ka wo mukura no a edi niema ba ade de ba mitrim ni se ade ntina sekremofo bi wu a o de no to omadaka ba akope eno ana eko eni ade yenso yenkoye 1000 yibi na wo bia wu a ne ye de ko enu esa enso eye tete amamere nti obi wu a ye de nua ya daka aboden e de kosiye no yesusu se saa gidie no a ye wo no esese koso tena ho enti ade eye ye nsei no ye tete asoye no ye nsan enko ho enkohwe bio
openi ma ye na wase kire ye bekasa
oye
yenso ye da senidin e de Isaac Brako a lecturer at University of Education Winneba and a no din common 107.1 swini yena mo ase na menkai wo se mo message se wo Facebook ne be kan e de amamo ne no yese etiko ne aba etiko ne aba mbisra mo fanche ye technicians no behwe na ne nyina mu nso ko Facebook de a ho de eto aso saa anti obetumi akọ na afi de wo ho no na ode akwakotu dwa wo ho na afi yakenkan enso de amount mata obe mamemo wache Peter Asari Bediako mamemo wache Kofi Ajiman Black Man on Facebook memo obi ache se mo join yen teacher afi ye ko anim se de Isaac Brako de betu dwa no na se me tietia wo se nka oni pa free mu a se nka ne nanka ye nyina na ye se ye pese ye koka so empese e ka be wo ho nti na agya na nka adaka baako na nenso so enuesa enso bre bia na obi firi mu a ye koboka na yakwa akokra no efi se yade e wo ho na ye pese e wo ho na ketewe sidie eye de nenso so sade openi a ye bo ho ka
enu ane asemba ko a ayi doctor ekaaye a ehye mi nkura na manage ho pa o se ade pa wo yi ye bo ho ka wa ho de me hu se honhom a ete Ghana fo mu efa Independence Day ni di no ho no eno sa honhom no na megiri se omampani ene na ban egu no na sene waye Doctor Bisa say ayen bia sectors na kan nya saa na obeye no ana enti fi na akui oman no bibia ye bia no esanse asisike ni ho enti say ya na ebeye no ana se saa na tie de a ye ne be ye ho so no fi se oman ho do afiga na fodo do no a emu se de na kane empanimfo eye won nema na opeso be chechire man na oman ho do aso muma no ene kakaka efiri ho ni ana aka ye Independence Day enti se nei ye koye se ye bebo ka enti ye beye ne kuma bi sei dia ne aka no nyina no ye nhwe na me maame bi di nkomo ukuada no ade be chi ya wada na so cha Independence Day o se ene mente ho hwe sana so aban so obedi ne ketewa bi ene o se enti na man hu se nkwada akra ekeka mo ho na nkwada ene agi se ne wo mo a ye do Independence Day no a wo mutimi ton neema enya mfaso no ne nyina ebefiri ho ana enti me de mesusu ne se omampani san hwabiem wo de eka no toto ho de a ene esenka obi ebeka se wo ngo fi se akwada ahwe na fam enti so benye sika na ade adiwe na se me pese me kora sika na me sika do so de a ene ka wo ngo obi o kora na wani ani da so obi a ewo ho nanso no owo oso nyankopon adom nti akwada no betimi ahwe no enti so mamu na de nyina na ese yedeka nyina na oman sika sem nyina yie nyina achi no hwempanimfo ne dibira hodo a wo de amema nkrofo ene ka beto aso aye ne kuma saa senka o mafa ministers mi hia deputy ministers ne ade ana se memfa board chair fui mi hia I mean yenhwe program no enra no de na me di kan no finance asusun sanso na mfaso a oman no enya no wo de bra ye ne kese no etoto bra ye ne kuman hu a ne me no de na mfaso no edoso so de he na mfaso do na mbisa se so program no what is that 1.7 million Ghana cedis na omo kano ana wahu sa program ya mu ye sika omde to so no ene no ese na no ane ne yenkofo di nkomo yi last year de course kofo di na ensemperu a ha ene wo ka sika enkofo enya no saada no sebe so adwini so menko a me ho na bibia medwen na oman ma no emfa so mbenya de me emfa me ho de a na ne no so ya bibi foforo so eno ya bibi foforo enti me de yenhwe so sania ye Independence Day ketua bi ye no wo omampani fie ho ye programs aka nyina
said ya memu be ya na mo ho ne nra
sawo
say say no pe maka ho asem
sawo
said ya memu be ya na mo ho ne nra
na che say ebe na mbu ye na aburo be bo kese ahwe ni fifiri
pepe amemu no any direction
oh okay
sha se said na Alex Jemfi kana no pe no senka o ba onim se sika ni ho na o pese niam no kofomu a enka ye inauguration no o mampani ba ko mienu bi no invite no o di 19 dunkron ne bae o ba wani ma na ye SS match a o se o sika ni ho kitwa bi sika ni ho ya na 19 na de bae ibia na no de akoya ni monyam hwenti afi be ho presidential staffers be wo ha sika ni ho enti won shada ni direction a woko ofa no afa but ni wa ba na ni abre oba bebu man no ubehunu se ni bibia no se ya akese na ode kwa ya akese president Kufuor ya hwe bibia no ye bia no now it's not about the cost, it's about the animonyama de bebro man no enti me nhya dan hu ba bia mampani mahama nam wo se niska sa forum ye sika se na ekom
bisabio
sika se na ekom enti wo mu ana ase for the cameras yen koye bibi ma manfo hunu se medium ye modest na mu wie ya na mo so a party for do mo call Dubai edi bi no mo call Eastern region hotels akese tabre na scan way enti wo jada hu ba bi ode nam they say us scan free SHSE upon ho sa wo fo betua bi because scan ho wo jada hu ba bi a ode nam scan ho na nka ode ba no o ministers 60 presidential staffers some be a 10 b with the presidential staffer on this a Greek in kwa be de wo ho economy we basa enti said ya memo no ye pe no eno an ye de ekro no enti ye bom pa ye senya me be ya dum na efie na be so ntem
na bra ye hwe ni sei Omanfm ebra no ogbo ne ho ogbo ntoa ede ne ho che Ghana for say ntoa ba man kwa wantumi ama policy bia so oba direction de o man no be kro no wanka bia nche ba akopa o kan yi a obi ehu se enye policy na edidaso obi enim 24-hour economy ebesi na ono ankasa no de ba wantumi anchim ti hemfa eno obedi akonwa yi hemfa no de o man na ni be che ne beba ne tirim bia wi na ba bia Omanfm umi enye sei bia no agye ato no okọ nanim
pepepe
sebe ya party ma ebenya ebiadie eno nko a eno ohwe nimu enti se ne akan no Ghanaians should not expect anything different from Omanfm John Dramani Mahama
Fourth Republic yi mu a menaro no de baaye no utie Rise Brakon na ohwe omo atimi aboa omen okan Omanfm kofo ene ekwan ofa so atija na de na wahwe phone so ahwe de na na wo so grofo send messages ana say bibi foforo na o hwe
ya na me information
any information wa patch e say upie kwa abonten ko hwe so a minima de kura ko didi nkoma na ba na phone kura sa wa won kan message man grofo hu say message no akan na me hu so the information bi an so abanti for phone no to kakra na asema me kan we dem de betwa keke Mampani kufo din oboye ewo na adwuma oba be ye de ma o man yi for 8 years sika sema opeja no ofiri won straight away ba bia mpuntuo san sha ase pa na ekwa ni medi kan obi a eye MPP president Kufuado enti we have of republic yi mu a na wo de Mampani Rollins Professor Mills ene Mahama toto ho na be Mampani kufo adwuma o ye na be toto Mampani Kufuado adwuma o ye ya without MPP no nka ye wachiri we oba yi waso atena ase a kwa adwene ho nim de oba ba ni ade ba bi ode ne nam yi ne papa mu a
bra e wa ho ade ba akọ ne se Ghana for na nkasa nso eseyen bi Ghana for I mean enra na make us me ne ma me bi di nkomo e na o ka se ono no oyeduane ton banku ne safufu ne ade bi na oye ton na mranten ko di Mahama oho na ye Mahama oho de na eye na sika wo krom ene ade sika na wo krom no ene ne de ene abiribia na mde ye mfa to se ene na chese Ghana 4% chese enye sika ye ni na fi so ni pe wu anasa so ahu sa nyom no ena ye to ama Ghana 4 etie ana
director of this director of that 16 presidential staffers in all 16 regions Ghana and do the Omokoka regional ministers no is this a lean government you promise 16 regional organizers appointed to man each region as is almost the same as deputy regional ministers, and you added so Ibrahim Mahama is now the de facto prime minister with his deputy Joyce Bawa Muktari. Jerry, wait a minute, assembly and Maminti asi. This one says John Mahama and his enablers want to dampen the spirit of the citizenry. Yesterday, President Akufo-Addo once again demonstrated his deep love for Ghana, unwavering commitment to the nation by attending the 68th Independence Day celebration alongside President Akufo. Good-natured maturity, few statesmen can exhibit. Okay. This is unlike President Mahama, who boycotted all Independence Day celebrations since his defeat in the 2020 election. Samuel Brian Boabin and a day whereby people like this no hope. Now they account. Yeah, that's Pastor says here. Good morning. President Mahama has lost focus. He doesn't know his destination. Why? It's so funny that there has been a disaster somewhere in the Volta region, and your brother has in the presence. Brother wants to stand in for the president. Hey, what is happening to us? Message. I'm watching the best morning show in Ghana. Special greetings to old friend from Kwesi Hokwewu. Comments are popular too. Ko ya that's it. Say one so ojane mo amode wo Facebook no. Ya baba be hwe ede amamo na Kwame J says when Mahama assumed office, he purchased a vehicle whose with a cost estimated at $600,000, 90 billion old cedis for his personal use, but he spent only 1.7 billion on an iconic celebration of our country in the name of cutting costs. Kwame G is asking, then we should collapse Black Star Square because we spent a lot of money. The Black Stars team no anase square no asem na team na okay boama so they asem beba you collapse Black Star o moa e san se e boka o hondo don so mfamfa so bia mfamre I see ya da se won so odwane teacher enkura nim kakra
enti bra said in America no ade bi o ho na se enye wo nko a wo personal ade na enipa dodo ade e yo mamu ade a wo pese o ya mejiri se o pe adwene e wo ho a anka ebeboa esa ne se o se ye independence na kanen de no aboka I mean eyeme nwanwa se enfia dodo o mampani akufo ado de betena so a afibia no sit match bia na or locate at the end of baby for no where who one consider the importance of Sadia no man penny that a kufuado yeah
there be no who say who here no who say sika say no who say fasu ni so no who you see President Mahama sometimes anybody will now can so back all African games ya na makai Omanfm every time na ye some no na coronavirus no e wo so no. In fact, na manfo cancer president Kufuor nyai na o se da bi ojaya enye yiye because e wom se yare o hode na me kai se sabre no ye ne ora George Mfedi nkomo busan say why are we spending because so we ba bi enam se say ya sika something ye spend ya den contractors ye adwuma ye say ye agenda 111 we cost na ni nkyire mo de baaye no senka kwaku aboaje nya na no pay a enka mani beje ho President Mahama, all African games, or can say yai, se bet to me a yai because he can ho. But President Kufuor who say a home pro one a Omanfm semono, and no de here chain a can ye dear nation. Any the legacy a bejat at all, a diamada change rima. O share a dio musisi, any packs a hodo ye, any ye program no, and faswe de bre o meya. Say, unyo bia. O dwene bia adwene num e ma no kwachiri na o de bia o de o hwe ye beboka ene ye beboka oho efie kura ye timu yi ene obi ho no mu ana adwene no chese baby o de nam bia ye na
so sika yi
ena we am kwakọ ye mfa so be na wo so ena onwina de no ho mfa nkwachiri enti nura de si ye senka ye no region bia enka sabri ka wo hwa region bia ohia wo ho na wo de kɔ ho nanka ho economy no abumi so ho sika na wo si ase no sika na be kɔ manfo na wo som wo mo no ensem
e be start here for driver for because e be wo plan abra within 2 weeks na program no bedru so no okwa hotels nyina ayema
na ayema
until driver for den kɔ for be kɔ omo operate hotels omo operate restaurants omo eto ade wo kwan ho ensuo ene bibia because say enipa system ahiade bia obehia within that day no obenya bi wo ho until ebema local economy no abustuma na Omanfm so ho hare wo kakra nemum baby I dey say say am invitation to me go.
Emmanuel Ejichere say almost is Kenny Hodia, then they should stop paying ex gratia watching you live from Hamburg, Germany. On Facebook, me I hear say so almost is Kenny Hodia and na yenyo ex gratia no munya tua but on betua.
Oh, and say we
yeah. Happy Independence Day to all citizens of Ghana. Ghana, we are 68 years of freedom, but we still live in hardship and debt. Let's change our ways, okay? Masaudu Kumase once here now say Ohene Budu. Good morning, Honorable Mufa Edasi. Benjamin Bobie says good morning. Yeah, Bobie, good morning. Now, I want to say, Uncle Encounter. Peter Asaribidia says, lean government means less ministers, more presidential staffers at the Jubilee. Mahama, Father, forgive them for they don't know what they are doing. Okay, once we are here, Peter, sorry, I said that dear. Black man, good morning, watching you inside Pig Farm. Okay, on Suma, now was see. Moama cannot be the Huasem Edibeba on Facebook, said them Dika kind of Koha, Ubinya ye logo no ho ya kosra de oboswa na afi wa share ama onso message no mo platform no so etumi akan bi ye hwe na ye de obon krata no nsem no e de abrao Prince Mark 4 SM Kanchiro asase o mo ton amanfo to aguso no onso betumi aba betobi asase no nanka e 30,000 ye ka sei o mo de age 17,000 efo Konako Tobi asase no bi wo Shy Hills ubenya bi wa Shyman ubenya bi nsoso no ubenya bi wa Chopoli ena dawa Shy Hills pan asase no dodo no a ewo na wono main office no wa Shyman Lebanon Police Junction ho onsa ebeka omo frɛ na ko pebi toto asase ni wi a 17,000 yesama of 15 bags of cement na che say o kwoti free 17,000 man 700 Ghana kra hwe said the asase no ye de e man frɛ 0594 795-096 0594-795-096 na ene Prince Mark 4 eni enkomo no mo nso emwa tija yenko anim kakra
eti bra wo hwe enema ekọ so no a omanpani ne na ban ne nkofo no anhye da anhwe enema pa se yekodi da no wo yedi ne kese a enema pa ede beba na mse omanpani ne nkofo anse dan fo mu ani ankoso na akwese o gu so da Ghana fo pese Ghana fo hunu so wo mampani John Dramani Mahama oba fufu de oye ne niyema nkumankuma wani so no ye ne kuma na nso esuma se ne nia wonfa ma bonten no de ekoso no wote ya ene nanka bonten no okan oye ne kese ma obi ehu ya kano ebeboa so ahu because nanka ye wo 16 regions de all Ghana ha o mampani Akufo-Addo edi 8 enti naka regions na maku 8 ebi anso onso ankampo fakọ na emum omampani bia wo ne nhyehyeye eno no kire se ono de obeye ne krokro a yenhwe se afie bia sa na obeye no ana se ebi a ensem aganafo ka no dodo no ka no eche se wo ye ne kuma sa de a esunsunsanso no ene ne mapa ebe firi mu aba no no so nti 2026 ehwa yankopon ya adomo a eno no obeye ne kese ana obeto aso aye ne hwa aha ena asembisa no ewo no se enti enkosi da ben ena biribia no amanyosem aye ne bebre so me na me wo so enti ne otwa mu no me mfa me su ne me ban ne me ne ye ema no ehunu se ema Ghana fo hu se wa onyo bia no amaye obi wa me bibia amwa eno ene ade a ebeboa oman no ana because minim se na komampani John Dramani Mahama betumi aka so ampa ebra omampani dada Akufo-Addo de call regions regional capitals no eboaye emenkofo esikasem ekoyie ewo saada no de na ebia na eka wo muntika ewo mu no unsu betimi de akọ regions no na no so wate so mana yie so ahu so susu se aban etwa mu no epenso de call regional capitals na eka no do so obetimi de akọ ho na ne unsusu sa ban na no te so banda da no ye ma eka no baaye no eni okay misuma consider na ebi activities no bi ho a matete so na still impact no a no man pani dada Akufo-Addo epese enya no Ghana for to me I asanya so say Omanfm Kufuado ne penso no what they call regional capitals na kano so they are kano so na sign fa regions no
nyade obeye masa jwa ho me na nyade obeye ye kan a o kan se eka nyade obeye na me wo ma mesu wo mo Omanfm no afi se de na wo kan hoteliers association so they call region bia enka name hotels nyina ehwa ayema ma de mo benya drivers a de Omanfm ebekọ ho omo eton nuane a omo ebekọ ho economy na ebebumi but this is the president that he's telling us mfaso obi ani so na oman no niska he's telling our force baby a yaduro no free SHS na e wo se mutua bi but de ye ono ne party for nsem no de ho de na yesika wo ho wo hwe ministers awayi wo hwe deputy ministers wo hwe ayi directors, regional directors, eco region, 16 regions. Okay, can you now boom and abusa say? Is it thinking about Ghana for and answer it's about the party? And they can't obey me a fast one party for and one at all. Munti, American President Kufuor do baby bina yanko na yentie former minister Abu Jinapo ewo kwaya mampeni Kufuor mampeni mahama faswa wa pilot ne ministers and deputy ministers and presidential staffers and one make account yenti kakra or the asemi tudwa e wo mrahye badwafie.
Then Mahama has formed arguably one of the biggest or largest governments in the history of our country as it relates to the cost on the national exchequer. Why do I say this? Take for example, the president has appointed Dr. Valerie Sawyer as senior presidential advisor in charge of government affairs. Her rank is a cabinet minister who doubles as a member of parliament. So her salary, her emolument, conditions of service, everything to do with her office is at the same rank as a cabinet minister who doubles as a member of parliament. The Speaker, he's appointed a presidential advisor on economy, appointed presidential advisor for 24-hour economy, presidential advisor in special aid to the president, presidential advisor on national anti-corruption program, presidential advisor on diaspora affairs. Mr. Speaker, he goes on to appoint presidential advisor, presidential staffer, and special aid to the vice president, presidential staffer for Black Star Experience, and then presidential staffer for diaspora affairs. Mr. Speaker, then he goes ahead to appoint 5 policy advisors to the vice president. Mr. Speaker, he tells the country that he's appointed a minister in charge of agribusiness, and yet he's appointed director at the presidency in charge of agriculture and agribusiness. My good friend Peter Buama Otukono. Mr. Speaker, he says he will not appoint deputy regional ministers, and he appoints 16 presidential staffers in charge of the 16 regions of our country. Mr. Speaker, I want to submit that these presidential staffers in charge of the 16 regions of our country, in essence, as it relates to the cost on the national exchequer, are in fact, indeed, and in substance, deputy ministers of state. Mr. Speaker, he then appoints, Mr. Speaker, listen carefully, please. Mr. Speaker, he then appoints 1 presidential advisor on media, 4 directors of communication at the office of the president, 5 deputy directors of communication, 2 communication specialists, 5 technical communication assistants, 1 media aide, 1 assistant media liaison officer, 1 communications consultant. Let's Speaker, I've done the mathematics, and I want to submit. Let's Speaker, I've done the mathematics that I want to submit, and I do this not from a partisan lens, but I do this as somebody who had the privilege and honor to serve as Deputy Chief of Staff. I know how it works. In terms of the cost on the national exchequer, the President has appointed 100 ministers and deputy ministers. That's because the President has established a Ministry of Youth Development. That's because I want to refer the House and my good friend, Honorable, I will tender all of this, Mr. Speaker. I will tender it. Then Mahama has formed he has formed arguably one of the biggest or largest governments in the history of our country.
I wish you all a happy independence anniversary. 10 years ago, during the 58th independence anniversary, we implemented reforms to the annual Independence Day parade. This reform eased the burden of thousands of school children who march, sparing them from hours of standing in the scorching sun. They formed up on the parade ground only when it was time for their march past and presidential acknowledgement. A few years ago, the previous administration also implemented reforms, deciding to rotate the hosting of Independence Day celebrations among the regions of our country. This initiative was intended to bring the celebration closer to all our people. Unfortunately, this year we are constrained not only to interrupt the celebrations rotation amongst the regions, but also to hold it on a scaled-down version here at the forecourt of the presidency instead of the traditional Black Star Square. This is necessary considering the economic crisis our nation is currently experiencing.
Then Mahama has formed arguably one of the biggest or largest governments in the history of our country as it relates to the cost on the national exchequer. Mr. Speaker, why do I say this? Take, for example, the president has appointed Dr. Valerie Sawyer as senior presidential advisor in charge of government affairs. Her rank is a cabinet minister who doubles as a member of parliament. So her salary, her emolument, conditions of service, everything to do with her office is at the same rank as a cabinet minister who doubles as a member of parliament. The Speaker, he's appointed a presidential advisor on economy, appointed presidential advisor for 24-hour economy, presidential advisor in special aid to the president, presidential advisor on national anti-corruption program, presidential advisor on diaspora affairs. Mr. Speaker, he goes on to appoint presidential advisor, presidential staffer, and special aid to the vice president, presidential staffer for Black Star experience, and then presidential staffer for diaspora affairs. Mr. Speaker, then he goes ahead to appoint 5 policy advisors to the vice president. Mr. Speaker, he tells the country that he's appointed a minister in charge of agribusiness, and yet he's appointed director at the presidency in charge of agriculture and agribusiness. My good friend Peter Buama Otukono. Mr. Speaker, he says he will not appoint deputy regional ministers, and he appoints 16 presidential staffers in charge of the 16 regions of our country. Mr. Speaker, I want to submit that these presidential staffers in charge of the 16 regions of our country, in essence, as it relates to the cost on the national exchequer, are in fact, indeed, and in substance, deputy ministers of state. Mr. Speaker, he then appoints, Mr. Speaker, listen carefully, please. Mr. Speaker, he then appoints 1 presidential advisor on media, 4 directors of communication at the office of the president, 5 deputy directors of communication, 2 communication specialists, 5 technical communication assistants, 1 media aide, 1 assistant media liaison officer, 1 communications consultant. Let's Speaker, I've done the mathematics, and I want to submit. Let's Speaker, I've done the mathematics that I want to submit, and I do this not from a partisan lens, but I do this as somebody who had the privilege and honor to serve as deputy chief of staff. I know how it works. In terms of the cost on the national exchequer, the president has appointed 100 ministers and deputy ministers. That's because the president has established a Ministry of Youth Development. That's because I want to refer the House and my good friend, Honorable, I will tender all of this, Mr. Speaker. I will tender this. I will tender it.
107.1 suni haya Omanfm de obonkra 10 winsem na yede ma na teacher ma na me ho for me commercial break me ba me pese Omanfo no nso beka bi enti e ba Ibebia homa no na yama kwan ama omo so so no aba beka bi.
Bra obi the message you aba ho.
O say
or say, good morning, Ohene. A reverend just called me and said, if Mahama says there is no money for the independence celebration, then he shouldn't put our money into football. What profits does football bring to us? What Akufo-Addo took... Okay, I was saying when Akufo-Addo took the independence celebration to various regions, look at how it benefited the citizens economically. JDM doesn't understand the economic visibility of the Independence Day celebration.
Cry to Obama. YAB Ofosu told us boldly that we are in the era of NCNC, no contribution, no chop. Or those who didn't contribute to NDC victory should shut up. If I need to ya. NCNC no na ekoso no. Omo ye adwuma no de ekwa bia so omo ABD ti Kataji Medase for sending in that one. And this one says they should pay mine first, and after that they can stop paying you. Somewhere Bravo Ameyate. So we can where's Gracia. I must go trip. Okay, Jerry, good morning. That's also I join here. Richard, photo start. Charlie, good morning. He says President Mahama yesterday celebrated our Independence Day at the nation's poultry farm, as they called it when President Kufuor was building the Jubilee House. Happy belated one in Koma Ruby Isando of Eburi Jankama. Okay, Ruby, happy belated one. Enko Emfa Emma. Lack of knowledge, my people perish. On Facebook, Harriet Ofe sent in that one. Omanfm, if Ghana didn't have money for Independence Day, then they should stop paying ex gratia. I think that my kind of message way that happy Independence Day to the incoming PC Agona East, Honorable Nana Kesi yo. Oshishe Juma, Oshishe Juma, Ochre Agona Inkum, Ochre Oshishe Jumana. This one says when Mahama assumed office, he purchased a vehicle, Makai Dada. Okay. Enti ya commercial break na mama nkomra na enye den a wono mu a omoboaye na ye ba na ya matifo na be kabi na fe papers na aka no na ya kenkan na ye de atwato ye dan ho for commercial break ye ba esan se na ye nko commercial break mama ye na homra na titi ba ya no na fe mo ahase ye wo so ahoma na ye tie de mo be kan celebration no ya celebrate osisi kan ni ho akoye ni Jubilee House enti o adwen ni sei mama na me homra.
No.
What some brand son or baby Jeffrey Horudo?
What for Tonchi herbal capsules?
Oh, and you don't quite obey to me. Tonchi herbal capsules for male vitality.
Caneno no a hockey cow from Nansume who sound white ding.
Oh, me fat Tonchi herbal capsules, my pom dressing that them. In fact, or how I am a one every hole.
Tonchi herbal capsules.
A member what in fear doing what trade cronquan ever. And yet, my a pen for and my one more money for them quite within fear do me. A you good mammy say.
Tonchi herbal capsules.
Our pharmacists, herbal, and over the counter medicine sellers. For a Tonchi Links Limited. It was 0553 511 159.
Tonchi
FDA. I just didn't crack to yatum.
CP, FABA here 3CP Bambo.
Yenkoti adansie Spanish garlic mixture. Na wa fe na wati edro nka obabedi hu adansie ana. Edro de sa giga na ha baby a o. Me die kra ma no mewi a me kope foforo atoni.
Me won capsules wa. Me ye driver ni de me tina se de mu nyina ye adwuma. Me du fia me tin ka se me mu. Me sa ene me na nyina tititi.
Na so ana makoche no. Anya dro we na omo fra ne Spanish mixture no.
Oh ma, Spanish garlic mixture.
Anwa na me no.
Ai, edro ma tinka. Sumu me de e.
Cedri. Mami ami di ho adanse entre no. Samo drop akobi nso na e wa adaka mu green no. Eno
who can we na?
Spanish ginkgo capsules is good for retentive memory. Ena anti-aging. Hey, me mami, na o ka bibia che na onkai. Ni we free nyama tentem. Ni skin in the body nyira nso asai. Me to bi ma no. Ene otumi ka nyama kra na me kra abomi pusa.
And check herbal center for and then pharmacist can make an herbal shop. A painful about your money for no kwada with the feeding the new income. FDA actually a good criteria.
Ghana Fui Franco Esa the electrical appliances for just washing machines, woman yopo, CCTV cameras, and need all clear. I be you know that Sabamuba. These are iPhones, Infinite, Nokia, Samsung, anyone says nah, Franco. In Albania, the papa, ne water foam say Franco air conditioners, every 1.5, adequacy 2.5 horsepower, Samsung Franco TV. Every 32, adequacy 8. 5 inches. Franco, SSO tabletop, double decker, any chest freezers, and chain in a Franco Kwaba to be a benwo. Name of head office. Dabraka. One in Roxy Cinema Nadian. Fred 0246 422 338 in a 055 5939 311. Franco Electrical Appliances Papa.
Give us P capsules. A memory. Manum bia ye benmemua. Kani metutu ya na minkuma bo asese de. Betu esa kum menia G. Give us P capsules. Give it to me, baby. Give us core capsules so e. E man meme nyina akoko yade. Sisi yade amama nya ntimotete wo mo no. Yedro no no. Manum bi amama de me ho. Give us core capsules. Misisi bebusia mu papa. Na bema ka give us P capsules. Any give us core capsules bo mu nom dia. Na enije ni ahoden no. Give us P capsules. And then what if you do what you do cronkwan efa. Give us core capsules. A painful about one more menu for an inquada when if you do me nunca home. I will just to be a motophone. Give us Herbal Center, Teshi Mobile, and Teshi Adriami. Phone numbers 0543 222
Ankuranzaki to Cape or Kodo, Tema to Ho, Accra, and all over Ghana. Goil brings you quality choices. Fuel up at any Goil station near you. Goil, good energy. Yeah.
Akuya na ase ho te sen
mama o ti apon kakra na moment me say duane
eti na me de front active and chance ni pepe mu nuare papa bia wo di a wo mra ho aba no wo ye front active cereals are rich in vitamins, proteins and minerals, fiber and omega 3 so wom e boa digestion every 3 years equals 100 years obi etimi bi na e main kama wutimi di ni breakfast lunch and answer pampo
front active the
drink in Sunni, you want to die best. Ya de triano and one persicile, etiminumbi, and I want to complete Omanfm can etiminumbi. Now the test no, jai, obranoma may very nutritious.
And a front active junior in Sway.
Sportive junior, ni formula no, and Koda wadi 1, equals 14 years. Ya one muntimini D year from no, would ensure ana milk and mexia. Now what timanidi, nanidenti, will bring you the fair. Nina was supermarkets and a pharmacies. Dudua at the Pharmacy Limited, branch BM, our Ghana, from 0302 664 832 and 0245 915 254.
FDA aji ejodin kratu yatu. The panono kofa bae wasan de 3CP papa ebebua efie bia aba mese adepa de etwamu da wo de 3CP egu somu dware a ebo ho ban efi muamoa ho fa 3CP efren so huru wanu anopa bia na ma wo se ho ban wonu aduane na eja ana enso hye ehyewo a fa 3CP efren so fifa so eno ano no wo hye wu wi a fa 3CP efra enso fifa so na ebebua obebre 3CP 3CP Esha Pimples, a pompon, a crow, na ekum crow, any mnuya also. 3CP so dear, and na what drugstores BM. At to phone call at the pharmacy, and SGSSB, and a shiny more or kanshi. Fred 0302 664 832. Kumasi at the pharmacy, and we're doom and hello FM and a penny moon. 3CP, if you be here 3CP Bambo. Sebamed range of products. When I'm for
Prince Magwell that's a can who be where they do Chimukra and can you a muchine. Yet if 17,000 Ghana cedis, a brabeji assassin was shy right after the Asuchari barrier and pay a honey baby assassin. Now to 17,000 Ghana cedis here and so wow. Yes, some more cement. I have 15 bags. Wait to me at their share project Nasi. Womra would only 17,000 Ghana cedis. I'm a Prince Mark Real Estate. For numbers in a fray, near found assassin so can negotiate assassin. The bad payment let me at Danny if you're obey him after Prince Mark Real Estate for 055 00 70 410 and now 059 47 95 096 and now 059 2908 955. Then I'll show you our Ashaiman, Lebanon, Police Junction, and help near Prince Mark. We help you secure your future today.
Shaping the nation, 107.1. Hey, oh man. Shaping the nation, 107.1. Hey, oh man. Shaping the nation, 107.1. Hey, oh man.
Yana mwase ansana yebekwa ahoma no so na branya ko interview bi oba be nti owia owia
ono bo mi mom na me wo interview abi
na me de na
me ya guest
me de na me nim wo de mo be yi ho
ono abo
ya e masem
ono abo enye masem
ama yira kwa aba
ya eja
na ho te sen silver lady
ono abo me hu ye ye wa dum
okay na
pacho unso
me ho ye
It's good to see you and
good to see you too.
Join you in your beautiful studio. Yeah.
And I'm a uju.
So me know I did fair.
I see.
And I love the studio, the setup, the camera. I love the microphones. I love how the arrangement is done.
Okay.
Where you are seated. And I said, make sure I love it. I love the entrance. And I love the decor. Hey, sister. Honorable.
Yes, we be the women in broadcasting.
Honorable, a network of women in broadcasting. Exactly. Na, Emma, you were broadcast a jumayimo, and na yakaya huabomwa, yanya professional body.
Okay.
Na nyameya dumwa next week. And I ever peko ne hontoma. And na my sister wa hey. And my chocho roni and intini a media space ni mo the whole Ghana. And I can ho abomu ya. Ya me ya domo a ye ba be inauguration.
Okay. Okay. Answer now more media space cover for him.
Both traditional and social.
Okay.
Provided say oba no adwuma no a oye no. Within the ethics of journalism na ye no.
Okay.
Nye say omo ye niama basa debi.
Okay.
We say no professional body to say be a Ghana Bar Association and ade. Nti we no omo both traditional and social media omo ye niama papa impact society na ewo ko ni mo.
Okay.
Sanity.
Na man e na akoka
ho. Say ebano media dia. Yankopon adome bankran Omanfm ne Ken City Media Daroma ye bo ma omo radio so na said the menu aba mabna kan ye no omo impact ya silver lady ginemu enti na enti bi nkoba ne say edwumekuo ana say such a professional body no metimi yi me ho afri mu enti the call came na e was say yenso ye kotimi ko ginemu bi eboa na ye ma the voice of women in broadcasting no it's me edu etire enti wo bisa me anope ya nabo say
mon launch here there but I need there
that the voices of women will be heard, that the narrative about women, especially the negative narrative, the myth surrounding the women in broadcasting and women in media will be, I mean, there is this perception sometimes about women, especially in media. As a man, media and money sebi ubenya ejuma aye wo radio. So I just say sebi wo don't want my penny and I just say
I don't know always a more ye bibia na hona na mode kwakoshe. That's
the perception. That's the perception out there.
Okay.
So obabe to me address certain level even in democracy more and I say ye governance more. You agree with me, say, and pain no, that is the perception. Say I said the mawoye bibi and I would be and I would make call honum. But we want them to know, say, sir, and sir, some of us we had to get there by dint of hard work, by dint of learning, by dint of humility, and by the dint of the fact that we are professionals. And that is what we want the world to know. And see, Mekan said generally and no one of the main reasons in here we are out here. Before Nanka, but now we think we need to let the world know that this is it. Again, so there is a perception say I say women are their own enemies and kind of thing, especially about media more. Me wo deal into no my name is sister abena wo issue. No. My sweet sister is my sweet sister for life. Me hiam wa me ba ne ho na me bisa no says me hiam we you. Na wa boam, and that is the love. We have love in there. And yep always pulling her down or ye chucha ye nenti. No. Now we want the world to know that this is what we are for. Okay. We stand for each other. Into uba now become a sister, bra. Why a mistake? Because ye na ye better nechi. What you say? Aha. Inti those are some of the reasons. Inti ye said this time around. No, ye luncheon, ye money, ye out. The public should know. Say, especially the young ones. No more no. Ye in time ye home. Ye nuanom. Ye ti ye home ase. Inti wo ba beka home. Na ye nye juma no said ye se fata wadaro.
Luncheon almost say about next week. Next week day be abna.
Nyame ya domo enen na watch pepepe.
Enen na watch ni date be no.
14th of March 2025 ewo British Council.
Okay.
Anopa no nkron pepepe.
Yeah, ba ho no ahemfo na ye ba be hu omo.
Oba bia owo broadcast mu ewo enkran ha Kumase ne Ghana fa na nyina wo be hu ye nyina ye wo ho. And ya twe ensa frɛ nipa bebre ema parliamentarians ema omuye ministers
lawyers
doctors ema doctors omunyina professional bodies na ema omunyina na ya twe ensa frɛ diplomatic corps no ene so many institutions are mobile represented ewo ho no mo abeta yachi nti no enipa bebre and any yenuanom semtrefo emema no so
what was vice president?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Asa wonim
asa wonim
sign kabe me nwanwa
ojinemu pa
I see.
Any former ministers man especially honorable Fati omunyina ya invite
na mema ben ma share the invite wo.
Oh, yenuanom memma no de ye invite bebre omabo. Da bi yenyanyi mu. Memma no bebre wo ho.
Moya uni be ma bia be boni din se mo invite no.
Na say wo say ye invite o. Invite on aboya mu.
Sa invitation ya. Obe no radios. Mo say ya na ye kan mo say. So me kan vice president. What said must G Hunter?
Yes, I said the first female vice president.
Me can come book quickly now. So Ebia Romo can you so maybe bring the invite no. So say
invitations no endorse. And you nyina na off head ni yebetumi akai.
Kan mu ba ko pe.
Ona some boarding. Etu kan. Nyame ya adomo a and then now watch on the 14th of March our British Council Hall mu nyina mo meta ye na network of women in broadcasting ye mpa ho ntoma.
Okay.
Yes.
Mo fa mo ni mfa mo so a omo mema omo ewo ma bi just president Kufuor say ni manyina ye mama oh na nka ma mo aka mo
abo say we say ni inaugural event in fact event bebre na di akira eba enti no ye koye nim no event bebre aye be ye and also my perspectives
more be consultant amu me hu me
ba be kapo so adaroma say the honorable woman ye we no the front line there na there was say yetimi e consult na wo boy ye going forward no e won yoma ba ko me no bi e was ye toto ne ade no ne
international media no so invite you obi
ye ne binum akasa now it's not because of time limits no factor into no na say binum no enya do metimi aba there are some out there already in town they will join us my name say ye nana ma konoba for instance or US but waba or Ghana sisi or no join at the event you know yes
na me ka one more omunye Ghana for
or more outside okay I do not have that
yeah ko eni mo na ma consider no so na chibi se mo ye bibia na ma consider na me ka chem se mo pe consultant ya mo me hu me no
yeah
hwe de betumi anyway
honorable
Monfa mun se we twa to mra abana ye nkona na na ma wie na
fi okay honorable dia ye kan nyina ne se de na na edi kan no ma ye wo broadcast ni mu no ye ntan ye ho we want to support each other so that we bring out the best in everybody enunti na ya kan ye ho abom bia na oye oba wo broadcast adwuma ni mu na wonya mfa wo ho medom ko no a emre ni ni won so betumi aba be kan ye ho so that ye be ye a series of workshops, any training, any Sunday morning in Adia Mama, we just want to stand out. Na ejuma na ye ni be ye ni aye ni ye. Aha, enunti nyame ya aduma ene na watch 9 a.m. Munyina mo meta ye chi.
I see. Injira.
Yo, honorable and me de manu dit sema etwato ba na de na menka nche menu anomo ma ne tichu a wono mo media ejuma no mo se wunyam be join ye then we are inviting you. Say bia wonte yenka afi na wate yenka and you wish to be a part of us and so you are most welcome. Said ye kan amplifying the voices of women and no na yejinemu enye for one person. It is not for ye person mankumi na bibisa no. We want to stand for women, we want to be there for women and especially women in media and in journalism as far as ye jumano concerned. Nti ye to nsa de afrado fo ina so mo beka ye ho and na watch pepepe na fe ye ndi jumano ma na nye fe.
Venue no bio.
British Council. Okay. Yes, I so akai awofo a omutie yen ene empenimfo omutie yen a omunim emaiwa na omuwa adwuma ne mu omuwa ni omuwa pepa so omubeka yen yekuo ne hono nso say they tell them to meet us at the British Council and then na watche na yenye wono mo enya nsahoso ma nti na ye wo ha say and we want it to be done and done well and right nti they should feel free and join us anytime. Better say women in broadcasting. Yako baby a omo enkaye ho.
Yeah, that can city media for
papa say.
Monsieur Damo asese mo bae. Mo koye ma papa. Mo bebua ma Ghana nso akọ animu.
Them not.
Sabri amonya a female vice president. Yehupu said that Chibia no a female president and so ebeba.
Inshallah.
Na eniyama tumi akoye and most importantly be free central form. That person should be central ni. Enti yanso every time wachi.
Amen.
Na ya work hard e de aboamo. Sebe ya moye bi yanso betumi akoye. Njira me da so bai.
Yes me da se pa for having me. And it's for in answer me chair for. Kensity for.
O konso e chair DL no am.
Pacho daddy better pa.
Okay.
Na nanie.
Okay, abusuafo yebekwa ahoma no so na mafa mo calls ne kakra nkomo a yedi na no pa nyina no na afi ye the paper review no aba bewie kai na hye so 0245 638748 0508 346915 0245 638748 0508 346915. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Amofa.
Bam Connie.
Papa.
My uncle Yanim.
Yo, Medas Papa. Yamishrao. Yo, Amofa me Pasawo. Nana Ghana for to say, you were John Mahaman, or the Yabi Papa be Amayana.
And one FM.
I am in one Ghana for as you say, be Papa free law. One can for the Yabi Papa be Amaya you. It's in your pet and a war barber. It is on your pen or barber. One na on course no on ye na won ko nti Ghana for ye nipa da bia wo tie fidie so say abaso wo ntunsan so abaso wo ntunsan so opo say da we ya na Ghana for entie na won kasa de won pemu akoto aba e de yi no so wo mra dia won so de wo pe no ye e ti a ye no eno no wo pe eno obi a ni ne ho atenke dia akotu nsie nan no enti yan nsie nan nanim ade bi obeye bia no ye ntum
Yemfa for hello morning.
Hello.
Good morning.
Morning.
My uncle and Minia.
Kiji Chancha.
Koso.
Adia Bakwa, me machine no man say. On say a man of 4 free bear it is no done. Ghana Iniska. Adia 4 in Ama.
Yeah, Ola no break.
Hello.
Twasu mitunka.
Yomu yemi say abayi with this kasi. Yani yemi say adwuma na abana ye nka no. Say na ku fa ba yi international airport no. Yemi tamale. Ani kumasi. The cost me esen.
Me da say ma me fa for hello morning. Morning minia. Ma woni so kakra me nana boadi.
Oni amofa.
Me tonka.
Afin chapa.
Afin kometu ye.
Tafi we yenga se matise some why fe papa.
You go so.
Baba excursion of.
Okay, maminti
Yo bro. Dedi kan Yakopon Ministerial. Na menka se mo boduma papa afi mo ahase ye pa na mi se mo be yama na broso na Ministerial. Bro. Dedi kan no. Mi se Ghana, mommy and Tass and Andrea de video. Your mamma no do baby have blown in the oil. Here we are, so she can near her intino, your bed there, quania, quania, there be says can a bino into Uyani Junior. It is those who cannot read and write to do one. Almost sided with the president. If your president will win BB, one said, oh, your numpo was one could now just salute. Naya moka ye beto fool, sana mo church much for and I don't croffer and I don't croffer didn't see how my young ye kakra. Your mamma cousin be yana sebi and in dear phone of Marco school no yana more robishino or yana mobi a more robishino. But do know one school no more doson. So I didn't see a grass uncle for no it's him. Now for them did chat to where dear bro, let me be said. Ya call election, ya to by you lose. In the sound crop for ya, no much vice president once year, miraculous more, one no much president, vice president once year, or more be unquanon, and you lose you know, or more hang. Minia, fish your mom family, because no yes cano, scanning in our communications cano, or one a coy, ya to by ya lose. Miracles, one way, woman in Artisacoda. Because I do dear da, or man who for Suquati. Emla NDC lose you 2016-17. They started defending your mama. And about me, aqua will lose you. Munina, what for baby atnam. Mudi or about me, yodium, and ye lose pata, Sika and Pempemo, Moji Yanana. Amofa. Messi Yabakan, Sama Cassia Eba, Siko Mokwadia, Uncle communication for no one, a nipa bako, a gis canning in a fine. Yababu warning in any woman so almost or more committee noir, or Mrs. Canoa, or Mokwadia, more Mako Yakoya committee, Yatua by a loser. Yet won't go with him, Yana Queen in the NT loser. Now she a year mono. I'm a family, but I'm afraid General Secretary. No more be sana say, Sika say no more quadio about me. Sikasa no mkwaje se committee for no om de be se adwuma na muti mkwaje se ska wi ya ibetuma ga se ska ni o
na committee no ka ho ho sika om kwaje
fa na wo abofa wo hwe wo de se a se wonim me wonim ni pesu ameye nobody can deny it se om nkwaje ska me se mo pa mo nkwaje bisa
adwuma na ya de sika na ye om mfaka
ya de sika na ye your friend say former speaker Post what do MPP mean to want to sacrifice? You do me no so there. Yes, and sacrifice it. No more do sacrifice it. Let's can no matter quite betting there for from and cut me aboa party.
Mamma for hello morning. Oh wow, Nela na drop it. Hello morning.
Morning no.
Boko dear. Me hoye to asuma me.
Yo, na protester because that is me.
To asu.
We didn't come me check. My phone na honorable. William, adi we na President John Mahama yem. Ɛyɛ ne sɛ ɔyɛ so fast. Ɛyɛ ne sɛ ɔyɛ smart. Na Ghana for ɛsɛ sɛ yɛma yɛni ɛda hɔ paa. Sɛ anka oyobi a ɔtɔn ade a anka onya mfasoɔ da ɔbɛbɔ ka. Sɛ ɔnabɔ kan Japan ta aka sɛ woyɛ business bi a ɛsɛ wo take the risk. Because sɛ wobɔ kampa and another state. Independence anniversary sɛ yɛde kyinkyini yɛde kɛse a ɛbɛbɔ ka ɔman de kane ade onim sɛnea president ɛde rotate no mfaso a ɔman no nyaeɛ a onim sɛnea ɔde rotate no
line no break it. Mami Fafro. Hello, morning. Hello, good morning. The line I drop it. Hello. Okay, we didn't so I drop it. Yefa kakra kahona. Your interview back and also your baby. Hello, morning.
Good morning, Honorable Yamofa.
Yanko Minia.
Yeah, thank you very much. You look over. The chop of Vanny with Jima Power, you team Nina. The year Bisa Omanfm Mahamadan 4 year Bisa is fair. All Bano or catch a second to a Banamano, no or the Jima Beba, not Ska Abesha Butum. Over you, one fight human being Maya. What Juma dance, who you win ready, how we are done for, said you win to do for, who you are win ready. I a fast a cat done of 1 in our bomb, a disika, ever done of 4 bottom.
Ola no a break. Mon fan chame me one interview am yentino yemfa calls no ensi hase na me gidi say yekọ anim no ne aka nyina so ye de beba be ka ho amamo. Okay.
Come anyone and come crying. I'm both away. Smell my go. Okay, see you soon. Come anyone and go. If you're both away. Smell my go. Okay, see you soon. When we cry, wunduru. I want to do back up. See you soon. Just to cry when you see bad you want to feel. See you soon. Get down, get down, get down, get down, baby. See this, get down, get down, get down, get down, Petey. See this,
quick yanko Prince Mark for na fi yemfa komodie no ento aso minu akwaba
nia
boko die
nyame adom ye ho ye pa
okay adwuma nso ko sei
nyame adom ye guso
okay yanko yen menen komo ben wo
ye promotion na ye ka ho asem wote Prince Mark Real Estate ho dia na asase ho ensem asase amansotwe eni ho langa sembia eni ho genuine land pa na Prince Mark Real Estate ye de ma ye tie for ene yen customers nyina enti ene na ede di kan awote yen kadia and the Prince Mark Real Estate ye di promotion kese pa ena abadwa so yen sase a ewo Shy Hills ho insase ena ye promotion ye ewo asase ananka ye ton 30,000 Ghana cedis isan say yes you ton so for my wedding nti yate so from 30,000 about 17,000 Ghana cedis and 17,000 Ghana cedis yate asase ne so na ne den say utua 17,000 year ensan ye be ma 15 bags of cement 15 bags of cement ye wi ana ya say documentation amount ye be ma site plan any indenture e de account enti no baby a wote ye nka obia no Prince Mag Real Estate ene yede saa akwenya yi emao se wo so ubenya asase ewo Greater Accra region haya ye Kasha Hills a enye echi bebre saa eye Greater Accra region haya ena Shy Hills ewo ho ena ye emao asase na asase no eye 70 by 100 demarcation no eye 70 by 100 na obaya asase ne nso a ye yiyi kwan wo mu ya ye demarcations bibia ewo asase ne nso enti no ne ehia ne se obeba yasuyeye na yeye free site visitation yede obekọ ya yede ye car ebefaw na yede wako asase de so na udi weni akodi hu adanse ekohwe kane asem eni insuo sem hwe senia ene kwan ho ewa access to hospital schools bibia yede obekọ asase ne so na wa udi weni akodi hu adanse ansana ya beka sikasemo enti oti yenkadia promotion ena yede ebro Prince Mag Real Estate yen samran ne say we help you to secure your future enti yaba se yebeboa na odaye som se obenya asase esidan maybe for your retirement ebia for investment purposes ope baby edo sika ahye a ubenya eho emfaso dia ende mekanfo Prince Mag Real Estate ene yensase a ewo Shy Hills yi amaw se wonso obeba yasuyeye yen office ewo Ashaiman Lebanon Police Junction ehona Prince Mag Real Estate yen office ewo unya bedru hope ende ye fiada echina ye memneda eye free site visitation baby a wufi babia no ne ehia ne se obefaka eba Ashaiman odu Ashaiman na o wafaka eba Lebanon o chemate ne se obesi Police Junction pe ubehu Prince Mag Real Estate yen office no ewo ho enti nyame adoma echina ye ko site eye free baby a ufi baby no eye free enti anope ubefa yen telephone numbers no na wa frame o frame yen secretaries na ebejo so yen numbers na esa wo WhatsApp enti ebia why busy o person won send WhatsApp numbers ya mebobosu yi o fra onsa ebeka yen ewo WhatsApp enso eye 0550 0704 10 0550 0704 10 and I say 0594 7950 96 0594 7950 96 and I say 0592 90 89 55 0592 90 89 55 ofre number simu bia wonsa ebeka Prince Mag Real Estate sene meka ye no nyame adoma echina ye ko site eye free ya ye do betina ye kamu ye de wako asase ne so na odi weni akodi ho adanse eye 17,000 yate asase ne so insasi wo Shy Hills ena asase wo yate asase ne so from 30,000 Ghana cedis yate so aba 17,000 utia 17,000 yeah ma 15 bags of cement 15 bags of cement yechina ye free documentation amount free site plan and free indenture asase no 70 by 100 asase ena yede ma 17,000 plus all these free benefits medical actual say kania ni nsuo de enti ana ye free site visitation oba wa wodi weni eba bedi ho dance ehu say enye ananse sembi ene ye catcho enti fa numbers no na frey nyame adoma echina yenhia ewo yen office na yemfa wo enko asase ne so 0550 07 04 10 0550 07 04 10 and I say 0594 7950 96 0594 7950 96 number C ewo WhatsApp WhatsApp
ya moto asase de hia no insio ho kanea ho afi baby ane ma be ko school hospital near
that's right.
Timuka Kramami.
Yes, and I make sure say it's in proximity. From Yasase no Echo Hospital, any school no 15 minutes, 20 minutes drive. Ubedru. Ubekwa could do school no any hospital no. And there is a tourist attraction. Obi onim Shy Hills be and monkey sanctuary. Ewo ho. And yeah, only monkeys ne ho. Other animals for is a place for relaxation. Upe baby ajojo home baby ubenya comfort na ubeje wa home a refresher. Shy Hills is a good place for you. Your mountainous views, mountains, Shy Hills, Asia. It's a very nice place. Into the bra, na yemfa wonko assassin so na wafa we ni ekodi wan dance here. Yet na radio so say inkofo fele say intro any we've made up stories, but ye pese wan kasa kwa assassin so na ko di wan dance here. Into nyame adom echi na yenhia ewo Ashaiman Lebanon Police Junction yen officer na yemfa wo enko assassin so
medasi se obai
medasi okay
nyame ya adoma next week ebehia
okay honorable medasi
Jasukra wunchemu sibaji wabefie sibisu get down baby.
na eba bitwe mu ye ko nyina nso na ye kawo ba bia obetumi anya asase pa atonti ne ewo ho no meko back no mafa mo course no kakra nsana ya sorry so edit today's agenda edi abro high 107.1 the obon krata enu nsem na ye de ebre war campaign for next election normally starts once results of the immediate past one are announced. I expect the MPP not to rest on their oars but to continue exposing the NDC on their excess. A typical example is the massive size of President Mohammed's government. It shouldn't be a one-stop publicity to Ghanaians, but continuous. This is what the NDC did to make the MPP unpopular, leading to their massive defeat. Oguseku mame ena wase na hwan na bebo sa dawro no omu a omu di vice president e chibe brebe a nsema atuto dwa bebre yewie se hu obi a ba bi obi afa obi afa ba bi afa. Independence Day celebration at various regions was a great investment into those regions and the nation at large. If President Mahama claims he has saved money through the celebration at the Jubilee House, what is he going to use that money for? What he has done is just like the story of the parable of talent, whereby the one who was given one talent refused to invest it because of lack of vision. Sikabuafo mame ena wase lenti one. Regards to my cherished sweet Abana and teacher, His Excellency John Mahama can only deceive the NDC, fool soldiers and the undiscerning and gullible Ghanaians and not some of us. I like how the mighty minority members are stripping him naked. His second coming, I tell you, as a fact that this time he will not only chew the meat and leave the bones, but will collapse the economy beyond recovery. Sad. Solomon Kwe and also a day way by opening. Ma yena was did you invite teachers? We taught you. Na say on Facebook. That teacher for munye bibia. Then amoye. Muye bibidia say nene. Ya mamu vite ana mana you know so mo pesa mo. Ana mo teacher for man ka mo ku so ho no mo. Omo so ebe so mo lunch here.
They are invited.
Enoch, good morning. God bless you for the good work doing for Mother Ghana. That's watching you and then listening loud and clear inside Indianapolis, Kumasi, Tesano, Kesben Junction. Okay, also so Pedro also ya na was ya da September o share from Kumasi Enoch also ya da sit. And then Shiraba Anelka says President of Ghana John Mahama should stop lying left right center. Okay, Odi Atro left right center. I see. Happy weekend to you all. Shiraba ya da sit. Say also join here. Abra we there na me 5 calls na sorry so prek. Man na wo bibia wo beka.
Oh, Debbie.
Me catch am say me interview abana ma ba beto aso there mo. Papers na there say celebration ya.
Enwa.
Okay, ma me fa few bi na fe. Dem fa today's agenda nkoto aso. Hello, morning.
Hello, good morning, Walker.
Boko there.
Today I'm for now the video.
Mami ti.
Ko to ni no ka to Zongole.
To aso.
Walker. Papa we your president, your mama. Number time, it's here and not the year. Now, several call a new school, then you are OTT, but instead of vision. But what can be the ministry of what can another year education now? Or how education if you know what to say, I'm on one and call for. So they are taking another spread. Yeah, then I'm putting a unit. Yes, again, I say, you need to wait another time and no yes, can wait. And I know the get ready to give you square. You be a year, Yamma, after second. You know my outcome to me. You know, you channel. 6 months and draw or yellow, 12 or so, and you know, a captain in a wabble.
Hello, morning.
Good morning, Felix Bell.
Okay, Twazo.
Yo, Omanfm Mahama. Who the kind country and say, who the ministers and Eba? Sekani ho, and no tino, Independence Day, Yen Denicas, and Yadini Debiano. No nipa do our fire, honorable Jinapo, Edia by Ayan no Crensono. Who been your Sikawe, Edia Jobuka. What Sandy country and say, oh, but no, dear Sumaba. Na Ghana mebu ya nya juma ye na sika ba ye botom afei afase na edi sika abre Ghana for edi sika ese Ghana for botom no wa be ye free ho Ghana for omu adwuma mu asebi omu nya togofo nso odi omu edi omampani sa na uka kire yen
me da say hello morning good morning ma oneso kakra ma me o ka se free
yo pa so bidin edi na nado
yo ma one so mame why ma one so
yo everybody come home you my phone na you be a teacher you be a radin come on say e man pen Germany Mahama again no enye call Ghana for yensu dey afan to o see scan unti che me dey me to be no me not awful and I mean yet perfect idea but I mean we say and then they about to about we cost 5 years and I turn I can't their man nti okosiamu okoboja daja o independence kono ko jama de do e fa nti no ta try say manko de no jubilee house ya tomo ka say to e nkukobu ya to the mood celebrity the whole independence and na ku father ajipani jumpa owo bitching anti or the call amama region she dey na amuka no e ba omo moto nyama eja hotel for driver for now the oba no what can say o ha mu say
me da man fa for hello morning
good morning papa
mami ntio
wo from patrol na madam suman
na ma yanko
yo wapa bi asem bi ye me won kakra ti kwa me kuma peso na ye this is not ya be 2009 ye dia be 2016 and not ye na speaker say me akufa de ko president akufa de ko nkronkro so no eno wan no de sa no na de ko tu mi no so on tumi ngina ntenten gina no eno so ka wo bi we sa de we because obedira ntenten school fo nya commerce pass ni nyina ewie on tumi ngina na so on ka no president Ghana for na Ghana for ngu say oni ahodi odi bebu man no
Miss Medase, me fani utwa to. Hello, morning.
Hello, morning, sir.
Mami ntio.
You're in Banatimoda.
Mamintu.
The person says, your mamma was a second I'm not buying. If I'm told, Bosumi, what two coins saying? Now, going to the kind of abo. If I told you a speaker, Bosumi, what two coins saying? Now, going to a dead ground or quiet in possible my gun on the cafe. Now, going to the Capoeira, the two coins, that's the second. If you have almost 2 foot to the let's cut the blue, no one can look like Ghana for no more money in my aim.
Then Mahama has formed, he has formed arguably one of the biggest or largest governments in the history of our country as it relates to the cost on the national exchequer. Why do I say this? Take, for example, the president has appointed Dr. Valerie Sawyer as senior presidential advisor in charge of government affairs. Her rank is a cabinet minister who doubles as a member of parliament. So her salary, her emolument, conditions of service, everything to do with her office is at the same rank as a cabinet minister who doubles as a member of parliament. The Speaker, he's appointed a presidential advisor on economy, appointed presidential advisor for 24-hour economy, presidential advisor in special aid to the president, presidential advisor on national anti-corruption program, presidential advisor on diaspora affairs. Mr. Speaker, he goes on to appoint presidential advisor, presidential staffer, and special aid to the vice president, presidential staffer for Black Star Experience, and then presidential staffer for diaspora affairs. Mr. Speaker, then he goes ahead to appoint 5 policy advisors to the vice president. Mr. Speaker, he tells the country that he's appointed a minister in charge of agribusiness, and yet he's appointed director at the presidency in charge of agriculture and agribusiness. My good friend Peter Buama Otukono. Mr. Speaker, he says he will not appoint deputy regional ministers, and he appoints 16 presidential staffers in charge of the 16 regions of our country. Mr. Speaker, I want to submit that these presidential staffers in charge of the 16 regions of our country, in essence, as it relates to the cost on the national exchequer, are in fact, indeed, and in substance, deputy ministers of state. Mr. Speaker, he then appoints, Mr. Speaker, listen carefully, please. Mr. Speaker, he then appoints 1 presidential advisor on media, 4 directors of communication at the office of the president, 5 deputy directors of communication, 2 communication specialists, 5 technical communication assistants, 1 media aide, 1 assistant media liaison officer, 1 communications consultant. That's because I've done the mathematics, and I want to submit. That's because I've done the mathematics that I want to submit, and I do this not from a partisan lens, but I do this as somebody who had the privilege and honor to serve as deputy chief of staff. I know how it works. In terms of the cost on the national exchequer, the president has appointed 100 ministers and deputy ministers. That's because the president has established a Ministry of Youth Development. Mr. Speaker, I want to refer the House and my good friend, Honorable, I will tender all of this, Mr. Speaker. I will tender this. I will tender it.
Come in, you want to complain. I'm